Hi, I wanted to talk today about the tarot nights. I know court cards can really confuse people, so I wanted to try and bring them to life to you. The best way to think about the court cards, the 16 court cards, is to think of them as individuals and try and think about people in your life that are like those cards. And the joy with the tarot nights is that each night has a horse. And particularly with the Rider Waite deck, each of those horses really gives an extra insight into what the character is like. When I work with the court cards, I always start with the wands, the fire. This is energy, inspiration, passion, libido, spark. This is anybody that is excitable, adrenaline led, driven. That's the suit of wands. Then I go on to the suit of cups. That is your emotions, your soul, daydreaming, love, how are you feeling? Very creative, very reflective, often difficult boundaries, whereas wands people can take on too much and burn out. Cups people tend to be swamped by their emotions. Then we go on to the suit of swords. Whenever you see a sword in the Rider Waite deck, it represents your logical mind or your words. This is somebody who knows where they're going. And all of the suits court cards tend to be brilliant communicators, very honest, very logical, very clear thinking, great at strategy and planning. And the suit of pentacles, that is grounded, earthy, practical, solid, reliable, methodical. Think Sam Gamgee in The Lord of the Rings. So let's look at the actual knights. So the Knight of Wands tends to be in a hurry. I think the picture really shows that. I was in a situation a few years ago where my husband and I decided to paint a couple of rooms in our home, and I agreed to paint the lounge. And basically, I just got together some old paint pots, mixed the paints, found a brush, and painted the entire lounge whilst pregnant in about an hour and a half. I did go round the things on the shelves. It wasn't particularly the best job in the world, but it was done, and it was done quickly. And that is the Knight of Wands. I am very much Knight of Wands. I just jump into things and I don't have the best attention to detail. My husband, on the other hand, he painted the kitchen and he's very Knight of Pentacles. I mean, look at the cards. It's not my favourite. Methodical, slow, planning. So he bought masking tape. He bought tester pots. He tried them in the shade. He tried them in the light near the window. He covered all the furniture with dust sheets. He did a really good job, but it took a very long time. There is a place for each of these. Neither one is right or wrong. People that are too wandsy tend to be great at jumping into things, but are less good at sustaining it. People that are Knight of Pentacles tend to be great at the attention to detail, but it all takes a very long time. Knight of Cups, I mean, a real romantic. Just look at how the beautiful horse reflects the beautiful Knight of Cups. This is somebody who loves to be in love. This is my Byron card. This is somebody that is creative, romantic, perfectionist. But this is somebody who can get caught up in their own dream world. There is a sense here that he likes things to be perfect and doesn't work so well when things aren't perfect. And I'm saying he because it's a knight, but each one of these cards refers only to our psychology. And this can be a woman as much as it can be a man. This is a way of being. Are you dreamy? Does it take you a long, do you meander through life being caught by the beauty? There's a lot of good in this card. Very frustrating. if paired with the Knight of Wands, of course, because the Knight of Wands, it's like it's like a child on too much, chocolate and sugar or Coke, jumping around, jumping around. Whereas this one is just dreamily caught by a butterfly or a bird or a sunset. So very reflective, very beautiful, but very difficult to actually get anything done. And the Knight of Swords. I mean, if you look at the sky and if you look at the horse and you look at the trees, you can just feel the speed in this card. This is somebody that is utterly determined to get something done. If you look at the sword out ahead of him, you can't see the end of the sword. Now, whenever you can't see the end of the sword in a quartz card, it means that there is a potential for danger there. This person is not appreciating the consequences of his commitment, and he could end up hurting himself as much as those around him. This is someone who wakes up each morning with a goal and determination to get as much of this goal met as possible. Arguably, it's uncertain with all that energy, all that drive, all that focus, whether he will die in the attempt or achieve what he's trying to achieve. So really, think to yourself, if you're doing a reading and you get the Knight of Pentacles, what's it saying? Is it saying that you need to slow down and pay attention to details, do some more planning? Or is it reminding you that actually you're stuck in a rut there? If you get the Knight of Cups, is it telling you to follow your heart, to really decide what your dream is and to commit to it? Or is it telling you to wake up and stop daydreaming? If you get the Knight of Swords, is it telling you need one clear focus and you need to screw up all your determination and get on with it? Or is it telling you that you're too focused? You need to ease back. And our last one, Knight of Wands. Which is it? Is it telling you that you've got too much drive, too much adrenaline, and you're going to burn out or make mistakes? Or is it telling you that you need a bit of a rocket? You need to crack on and be focused. It depends on the spread. Most importantly, if you're reading for yourself and you look at that card, you know. If you're reading for someone else, arguably your intuition will say. If you're reading for someone else, you could always describe it. You could say, right, this is real energized action, enthusiasm. Does that feel like you? Is it suggesting, put it out there? Express. If you're doing a face-to-face reading, there is nothing wrong with describing the energy of the card and asking your client how they feel about it. I love the court cards. Without doubt, they are my favorite section of the cards. And I think it's a shame that they're not understood more deeply, because very often they give us a clue as to how we can change our actions and our thought patterns to create a better outcome.